All right, why don't we look at Walmart? No, I don't think anybody would want to acquire Rigetti for this price. There's just no obvious reason to. When the machines don't work. Like if they had a promising machine that was going to work, then that's a different story. I have heard a rumor from my sources that there is a new type of computer coming out later this summer that actually does work and has millions of, well, they're not called qubits in this case, but they're special bits that are, think of them like qubits, I guess. They're more powerful than regular bits. So no QPU is going in a notebook anytime soon, that's for sure. Unless your notebook has liquid nitrogen and laser beams. $100,000 laser beams. And your notebook needs 9 qubits when you could simulate more. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I do have a, yeah, it's a private company. You know, take it with a grain of salt. You know, might not happen. Yeah. I don't really know Organogenesis. If this is the same company I was short, the 3D printing of organs. Is that the company? I was short this years ago. Yeah, I mean, if you need a lot of capital, being public kind of makes sense. I mean, there's nothing. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know these guys that well. Sorry. I was thinking of Organovo. That was the one I was short for many years. Organogenesis is a little bit more real. Yeah, I can't share the company's name, Ryan. I think you may probably know it. But I'm told there is a breakthrough coming. We'll see if it's real, if it's true, you know. It's not IBM, no. It's not in quantum. It's not a quantum computer. So, but it would be the quantum killer. Yeah, you don't need profits to forecast a company. Most of the stuff we look at isn't profitable.
Order filled. Order partially filled. Order partially filled. Order filled. Order partially filled. Order filled. Order partially filled. Order filled.
Here we go.
Order partially filled.
Here we go.
Order filled.
Here we go. What's the scenario?
Order filled.
Yeah, I can short Rigetti and I can, wait, no, I don't have shares available for Rigetti, but I do have a massive amount of calls I can sell. All right, let's look at Walmart. Odd business here where, it's not that odd actually, but the only thing I'd say that was odd, the point I just saw was their membership income, which I'm guessing their membership income is really, really high value. That's Sam's Club. Any of you guys in Sam's Club? It's got a lot like Costco, right? You have to pay to be a shopper. It's kind of nuts. I'm not going to play the guessing game, Darren. And what's the point of paying to be a shopper? Again, I'm from New York, so I'm kind of a little bit, you know, Right, but why are you paying to be a shopper? It kind of doesn't make a ton of sense. It's just sort of, you're still a retailer, right? Why don't you pay to go to, Best Buy? Or I get that they do it. That I am clear about. The question is, how do you sell that? Keeps out the riffraff. That's fair. You can look up your nose, down your nose at anybody. You feel proud that you're in there. Okay, Brady. Yeah, that makes sense. You can command that price because other people can't. What's the cost of a membership anyway? Now I'm getting FOMO. The hell is going on in this Sam's Club, in this Costco? Shit is. Oh, I see. So no EBT. It's very cheap. I see. Almost no theft. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Man, I go into the CVS and I just know who's about to rob it. I look at him like, yeah, boy, I see you. I'm going to help you out. Hold on. You get the register.
Order filled.
I'm going to get the toothpaste. I need this toothpaste.
Order filled.
Toothpaste sells well. You put that shit right back up on eBay.
Order filled.
Pure profit. Me and Always Testy. That's why are they allowed to make all this gross margin? Why can't I make gross margin? Why can't I make a little gross margin too? Everybody's studying these numbers, talking about gross margin. Where's my gross margin? You're talking about PP&E. I'm talking about B&E, breaking and entering.
Order filled. Order filled.
But you get 10, 20 tubes of toothpaste, baby.
Order filled.
You're eating good for a week. B&E.
Order filled.
Oh yeah, we're about to work on the algo, Sean. Needs a little TLC, but it spammed an order a second. It was spamming an order a second, which I didn't like. Oops. Okay, so we're launching futures either this week or next week, Rashida. Real-time futures for you folks. I can't wait. Formula and diapers. Oh, that's good money. I don't know what mother buys formula and diapers off of eBay, though. But maybe you saw it in the hood. Maybe you saw it in the hood. We don't have bonds coming sooner than commodities and futures come first. Indices. Maybe you distributing that in the hood. If so, good for you. They refer to our operations as shrinkage. That's because their profits is shrinking. fuck about a Best Buy profits or Target's profits, bro.
Order filled.
Trying to get some profits from me. You know they have like WhatsApps where you can
Order
join
filled.
for like flash robberies, like flash mobs, except they're like flash robs. All right, everybody, we're gonna hit the Gucci store.
Order filled.
7:35, 12:15 on the dot. We just running that Gucci.
Order filled.
We're running and grabbing everything, leaving. Security can't
Order
do
filled.
shit. No way. On Facebook, Gordon? No way. Oh man, society. Boss Vandertoon. How do I avoid these groups? Can you imagine going in with a fucking ski mask and they catch you and they're like, "Aren't you the famous hedge fund manager John Smith?" No, sir, you're on the Forbes list, number 632. Not me. That's my cousin. Just do it for the thrills, okay? I do it for the thrills. I'm undercover, damn it. I'm undercover. Egg prices are hitting everybody. Truth is, my returns have been down because of quantum computing. These egg prices are really hurting. Give me my mask back. Yeah, when they ID me, I'm like, no, bitch, I'm Santa Claus now. Now give me those cat treats. Grabbing the cat treats, grabbing the vitamins. What else you got there? Yeah, give me that too. I need that. Hand sanitizer. Putting that all under one arm. Run upstairs.
Order filled.
Every day the cashier's like, oh, fuck, stupid. It's a fucking farmer bro again, ready to rob us for $60.
Order filled. Order cancelled.
Sorry, you're publicly traded. You can afford it. You have insurance. That's the quote. What did the insurance premium cost? Yeah, you're not going to stop me from feeding
Order
my
filled.
cat. I got to feed my cat, my family. Don't free Luigi. Free Luigi, I'm next.
Order partially filled.
I can keep that fucker inside.
Order filled.
Matter of fact, I'm
Order
going to call my boys,
partially
have them
filled.
tune them up. Tune them up a little
Order
bit.
filled. Order partially filled. Order filled. Order partially filled. Order filled.
Don't worry, I got security.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
You got to go through my mans if you want to get to me.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
Yeah, just get some liquidity and short some Rigetti. That's it. It's only one thing you can do. Add to your losers. It's a bad trading advice, obviously. Depending on how fast, I mean, if you really do think it's going to go down, you can add to a loser if it's going
Order
to plummet.
partially
That's how
filled.
strong it is too.
Order filled. Order filled.
Get out of here, kitty. Nobody loves you. She shows up here. She's like, "What you doing? Want to play?" No, not really. That's not Trashy. That's Nibbles.
Order filled.
Trashy's very old. She's not very old, actually. She's relatively active for an old lady.
Order filled.
Yeah, I don't know what people are doing on Rigetti. I mean, I do think some
Order
bag
cancelled.
holders are looking at this
Order
as like some
partially
kind of
filled.
like message from God
Order
that
filled.
this is the stock they should be buying. But
Order partially filled.
I also think
Order filled.
there's probably some weaker shorts covering that are scared.
Order
I
filled.
can't imagine this. Look at the momentum for last month. I mean, it's not about to reverse
Order
overnight.
partially filled. Order filled.
It's been a shit show, man.
Order partially filled. Order partially filled. Order filled.
Yes, I mean, yeah, could it go to 10 or 11? Yeah, sure, of course. Stocks can go to any price. That's just the nature of the market, but
Order partially filled.
probably, I wouldn't think it would. Talking about
Order
probability.
partially filled.
It's unlikely, I would say.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
When's Zavago?
Order
Zavago
partially
tonight?
filled. Order filled.
I don't think it's pumping because there's no shares to short. I mean, any sophisticated player can find a way to short it.
Order partially filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Shush. I say shush. Shush. Yeah, there's this borrow missing on one brokerage. That's not really that relevant anyway. Their borrow rate's not that high. But yeah, I mean those dislocations matter on the margin, but I think whatever the reason,
Order filled. Order filled.
oh my gosh, shut the fuck up. Stupid ass cat, man. Shut this shit up. Oh, we ain't talking to you, man. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Order partially filled.
Okay, let's see.
Order
we have
partially
9
filled.
month
Order filled.
balance sheet here and 9 month cash flow. So let's see. Walmart is 10 billion bucks. I'm telling you, they can afford it. 63 billion inventory.
Order partially filled.
116 billion
Order
PP&E.
filled.
Interesting, right? $80.82 shares outstanding, so 775 billion market cap. It really kept up. I remember when Walmart was a 200 billion market cap. So just owning Walmart shares would have done you fairly well.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
But we can also look at things like return on tangible assets and whatnot for Walmart, because that's pretty important. It's a real business. I mean, you kind of, even if you're gonna do biotech for a living, or software, it doesn't hurt. It kind of doesn't hurt to look at real companies, because it reminds you and grounds you of, like, okay, this is how the real world works. There's capital. That capital is
Order partially
the basis for the return.
Order filled.
You can't have a return without capital. That's the old way of looking at things. Obviously, that way has been that line of thinking has been destroyed, right? I mean, one, you could outsource your capital needs. Two, there's goodwill. But, we used to live in a rational, non-Veblen world where, any Veblen good would be competed out. But the wealth of nations has resulted in Veblen goods not just existing and not just persisting. Okay, how many stores does Walmart have? Well, it's complicated. They have superstores, discount stores, neighborhood markets, and Sam's Club. So that's 5,214 stores. And again, that can give you a sense for, okay, well, if I just wanted to compete with Walmart in one place, obviously, they have distribution network and stuff like that, but what theoretically at least would it cost to compete in one place? Oh, that's interesting. If I never would have guessed it, actually. Would you have guessed it? What does one Walmart store cost in PP&E? 5,000 stores. Yeah, of course it's a delivery. $30,000? You joking? 5 million's light. Yeah, 22 million. 22 million. Each store is about 22 million of property. It's not per quarter. That's the standing value of the property, plant, and equipment. Depreciated value. I took the property, plant, and equipment, which is 117 billion, and divided by how many stores they have, which is 5,000. Pretty simple. So if you can cough up $22 million of equipment, you can basically brick for brick replicate a Walmart. Will you get their sales? I don't know. That depends. Somebody goes in your version of Walmart, all the prices are too high. That's not good. That might be what the fuck happens too. So, yeah, Ken, that's a good point. The leases, I disagree with the FASB approach. I don't think these leases are real costs, because you also have them as assets. So I'm not a big fan of the lease accounting. Well, we can also do the revenue per store. So the revenue per store is pretty simple to do too. Yeah, just eyeballing it, it's 31 million a quarter. So yeah, around 100 something a year. So they do have international stores too. That's just US. I didn't know they have a lot more international stores than they used to. I'm surprised, actually. So technically that's for, the number I gave you, 22, is too high. The real number there, including international, is more like 11 million. I didn't include it. I just looked at US stores. I didn't even bother looking at international. They have 144 distribution facilities. No, 368 distribution facilities. So again, really important to me to look at this stuff. Now, they also do same store sales. And again, I have some new data sources that might be able to allow us to get some of those numbers during the quarter. Of course, if you knew the actual Walmart numbers during the quarter, that's called insider trading, and you're going to experience what I experienced. Don't do that. But it's not illegal to get some data that gives you a sense of how the quarter is going. Credit card data is one kind of that data. Many hedge funds have that. The data source I'm looking at, so we'll have that for Goodell subscribers at some point. But the data source I'm looking at, which we might have for Goodell subscribers very soon, is a third kind of data source, different kind of data source that nobody's got. So I will share that when appropriate. And I'm not saying it's going to be better than credit card data or better than, whatever. I'm just saying that it's another data point to add. And they generally call this alternative data for what it's worth. Yeah, you don't want to do insider trading. That's the easiest crime to get caught on. If you're going to go with crime, I would go with... there is no crime that's really worth the money, to be honest. It just doesn't pay. Robbing the Gucci store. Flash mob, flash rob. Get the ski mask on. I'm sorry, sir, aren't you the mayor of this city? No. Crypto rug pull. I think the problem with the crypto rug pull is, one, you need people to rug pull. And then two, you lose a ton of reputation doing it. And then three, it is a crime. Rigetti, I think will be flat today. I think it's going to be at below 8. No, meme coins, fraud is regulated, right? So fraud is still regulated. Fraud is crime no matter what. It doesn't matter what you're selling. So wire fraud is a crime regardless. So a true rug, where somebody literally just dumps everything they have, is absolutely wire fraud. I'll put it back for a second. Okay, if you say I'm never going to sell, or I'm not going to sell, or I'm not selling, and then you do, that's a crime. If you never say, hey, I never told you I would hold this forever, then I think you're in better shape than before. Might be implicit, but if you rug it, it's still a crime, because you're basically saying, I knew I was going to dump everything, right? I knew I was going to dump it all, but I still offered it to all of you, knowing that you would have loved to have known. This is how they got me, actually, in hedge funds, which I dispute to this day, of course. But they asked my investors, because I gave them a disclosure document that says, hey, you might lose all your money, right? Looks, nobody's gone to jail yet. I would not be shocked if people did start going to jail. I gave my stockholders, or my limited partners, a document that said, look, Martin can do whatever he wants with this money, and he might lose it all. And I didn't lose it all, which is the funniest part of all. I made a lot of money. But he might lose it all. And you got to be careful, and you got to be ready to lose it all. So, be careful.
Order filled.
But that's not enough, even if you gave out that disclosure document. You basically, all you have to do is sit down and one of the buyers of the meme coin, and you say, sir, you bought this meme coin, correct? Yes, I did. And sir, how much money did you lose buying this meme coin? I lost $10,000. All right, sir. And when you bought it, it was $10,000, and you haven't sold it yet, right, sir? Correct. And today, the present value of it is what? 2 cents. Okay, so if you were to sell it, you would get about 2 cents. Correct? Correct. Okay. Now, sir, Mr. Baggy, Mr. Baggison, Paper Baggison, interesting name. You are new to investing. Is that right? Well, I bought some stocks. I bought some crypto. So I guess I'm new, yeah. All right, Mr. Baggison. Well, did you know that you could lose all your money? Yeah, I lose my money sometimes. But did you ever think that the person that sold you this crypto was planning to sell it all along? There'll probably be some objection. But basically, it's like, no. And why didn't you think that, Mr. Baggison? Well, I wouldn't have bought it if I knew that. Ah, you never would have bought it if you knew that the person selling it to you was just about to sell all of it without your knowledge, correct? Yeah. Okay. So you would have liked to have known that this person planned to sell it all. Yeah. And you would have avoided that crypto in that case. Hmm. And any hardship you've suffered from losing that $10,000? I could have bought Regretti. That went up 10x. So believe it or not, there's a guy who said that in my case. He put like 100 grand in our fund. He got 240 out. But he said that he lost money because he was going to buy Facebook. I shit you not. I shit you not. He says he was going to buy Facebook stock. No, wait. He said he was going to buy a building. He said he was going to buy a building. And the prosecutor said, how much would you have made on the building? And the guy said it was like a 5x. And I fucking kid you not. The judge made me pay the 5x. Just on this guy's word. His word. That it would have gone up 5x.
Order filled. Order cancelled.
It is what it is.
Order filled.
It's all in the game. Take some W's, take some L's. I was furious. I told my lawyer, I said, what's to stop him from saying he was about to buy Google, Facebook, OpenAI? Could have been anything. Facebook went up 100x since then. He should have said Facebook. Yeah, for fuck, I was livid. Yeah, anyway, point being, it is illegal to rug pull, and anyone doing it should be worried about prison. Because fraud is fraud. Doesn't matter if it's a meme coin or not. I don't know how much I paid, like 20 million or something. The nice thing is when you're actually talented in life, money has basically no meaning, because like the main guy who screwed me over was this like million-year-old, I don't know how old he is, must be 80 or something, like drug executive who just been a shitty drug executive his whole life. He never really made it. And he had a chance to screw me over, so he took the chance. And, you know, it made him an extra 5 million or something that he wouldn't have made in his shitty drug career. But to me, it's like, well, I can make billion-dollar companies. It's not my fingers. Like, this shit is easy to me. That's why I'm globally known. That's why I'm talented. Like, so you can screw me out of 5 million. You can screw me out of 100 million. It doesn't make a difference to me. You know, that's the way, you know, sort of I approach it. It doesn't, you know, I just know not to do business with you. I know what to avoid in the future. And I go on my merry way, you know. I mean, I'm sure he thinks he's super successful, but, you know, there's obviously levels to it. I think he was very bitter because a lot of the kids, and he would refer to a lot of us as kids, we were all half his age or less, and we were making more money than he made his whole life. So to him, it was, you know, just infuriated, you know, that there could be somebody who's getting paid because they're talented. Yeah, it happens all the time. Should I buy the dip? What are you talking about? Salsa? You talking salsa, bitch? You see any chips? What dip? Bro, we praying on a dip. We praying on a downfall. You in the wrong chat, homie. We bears in here. No, I'm kidding. I actually bought some SMCI, Apple, and NVIDIA today. I sold them all by now, but I bought some to get some long exposure. We charged 1 in 20. Actually, so what's funny is I never took any management fees either, or performance fees. Our fund had a fucked up trade that just sort of put us in a bad spot that we had to work out of, and we worked that out with the counterparty. But I basically said I'm not gonna take any management fees whatsoever because it's just too fucked of a situation. And nobody likes a fucked up situation, but they tend to happen in private equity and in hedge funds. It happens all the time. And we worked our way out of it. You guys there? Yeah, my Wi-Fi is a little fucked up. Yeah, I can explain that more if it makes sense, if you want me to. Wi-Fi DDoS. IAC? Like I am or IAC? I don't use any kind of tobacco, nor do I recommend it. Yeah, my other computer's hardwired, which... Yeah, some, Andrew, some. I think a lot of people didn't want to have to interact with the government, which, of course, I don't blame them. I think the worst thing is that people didn't realize that they didn't have to testify. The government has this very squirrely ability to sort of make them think that they have to testify. And you don't have to say what the government is forcing you to say. Maybe I should get an investigation going on my former agents. You really don't have to sort of comply, but they kind of imply that if you don't comply, there's a problem. Oh, this chick DMs me a bunch. Is this her dancing for 30 seconds? she's a fan, but she's also baggy. All right, let's get back to work here. So Walmart had 7% revenue growth, and then 6% revenue growth. Gross profit margin is 25% super consistently. It's almost like they have that policy with their suppliers. Operating margin 4%. So you have to deal with 4% operating margins. Do they tell their suppliers straight up, we're going to keep a 25% margin, take it or leave it? I doubt it. Really? There's got to be some goods that they can't get that kind of margin on, right? Interesting. Right, Jay, dude. Yeah. Produce doesn't sound right. That might be a lost leader. Yeah, space is probably overvalued. I mean, we'll see how that industry develops. Okay, so cash flow. Let's look at cash flow. And the thing about Walmart is it's not just the PP&E. You have other forms of capital you do have to put out, which is inventories, and there's no accounts receivables, which is nice because your customer's paying cash up front, basically. So that is good. I mean, close to book value, I would automatically end quantum short. So cash flow materially higher than net income, really important. So a lot of you, when you look at PE ratios, I think you guys think that a PE is just that the E is always immutable. That that E is one thing, and it's not. There's a lot to that E that it's not what it looks like. Basically, no acquisitions for Walmart last 3 years. Kind of nuts. I think for an $800 billion company, you would expect them to be able to do acquisitions, but I also think they're probably scared of Democrats. Yeah, well, earnings can be a lot of different things, and free cash flow. Look at free cash flow for Walmart is 15 billion, but earnings are 16 billion. Which E are you going to use? What happens if there's a really big difference? Now what? I wouldn't call Walmart's business a niche. Hell of a niche. Yeah, look, I mean, you can short more Rigetti if you want to. Thanks for reminding me. I'll do that. Shit, fuck it.
Order partially filled.
No problem.
Order filled.
I'd love to. Yeah, IonQ's working. Twerking.
Order cancelled.
It kind of sucks because I'm like max short. But this
Order
fucking
filled.
Rigetti is fucking me, huh? I am not up today, Josh. What's up? How are you? Of course I know you, Josh. Come on. Pretty soon we're gonna have Godel customer support and sales, or you can call up, chat with me anytime you want. I don't know how long I'm gonna have to pick up the phone and chit chat, but if you have something useful to say, I'll hear you. I don't know, Franco. I'm still up quite a bit since I started the account. But I'm actually, I think, technically down since December 31st. I don't know if we're going to do iOS. Probably not soon. That's what I'd say. Nice, Ken. Yeah, I saw that, Harris. Wild. These people are nuts. So these people are just bizarre. I mean, we're selling Godel to hedge funds, if that's what your question is. I just got a really good mark at year end. I think it was right around. Actually, it was weird because Jensen's thing came a few days after year end, right? So that was the high water mark. Oh, I don't know if phone terminal's a good idea. Oh, it's not parity, it's a parity. Parity. We expand the Godel team every day. Maybe not every single day, but frequently. We have so many upgrades coming it's going to blow your mind.
Order partially filled.
We have so many price
Order
increases
filled.
coming. Can't wait for that too.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
Wow, Sam, that's nuts.
Order filled.
Okay, now I'm seeing some green P&L.
Order partially filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order cancelled. Order filled. Order cancelled. Order filled. Order filled. Order cancelled. Order filled. Order filled. Order partially filled. Order filled.
All right, so what's Walmart all about here? Oh, I didn't get the cash flow for several years. Let me grab that. Let's also look at most while we're at it. All right, we got NVIDIA has traded the most, 165 million shares. Then Ford, it's a low price stock. Rigetti, number 3, that's normal, right? Palantir, Lucid, almost bankrupt, $2 a share. Tesla, Intel, Supermicro, Marvell, Denison Mines is only dollar stocks, doesn't really count. New Holdings, JD, another dollar stock. Marathon Digital, Core Scientific, Plug Power, D-Wave, Bank of America, Banco Bradesco, SoFi, Big Bear Holdings, another loser stock, 4 losers. Alibaba, Lloyd Banking Group, and Opendoor, a bunch of low dollar stocks, but there's the volume, some between 25 million and 100 million shares. Gainers, what are the big gainers? All right, we got Studio City, International, MSC, Lending Tree. What are some of these? Studio City is a resort in Macau. ECARX, nobody knows what this is, some Chinese company, probably Chinese fraud. Ding Dong, that's DDL. This is a e-commerce company in China, also rallying, probably fraudulent. John Wiley & Sons, the publisher, I love their stuff, 2.3 billion, I didn't even know they're public. BJ Wholesales, I'm trying to get one of those. Xerox Biopharma of 12%. Torm PLC, this is a refined oil company, crude oil, okay? Burlington Stores up 10%. Hippo Holdings, don't know what these guys are. It's an insurance company, I guess. Climb Global Solutions, some kind of a VAR, maybe, distributor of tech products. Liberty Global, the media company. Rev Group, which is vehicles and parts for cars. Faro Global, Abivax, a little drug company. Stevanto Group, this is a pharma healthcare product. Oh, these guys make like glass vials. Stevanato. Viking, our old friend. Fulgent Genetics, Rigetti on the gainers list because there are not many gainers today, so a 6% gets you there. Daktronics and Cracker Barrel. Daktronics is, I guess, display systems. Losers, plenty of those today. MongoDB down 24%. I swear to God, this company every quarter they either hit it out of the park or they fumble. Marvell down 18%. Miller Industries, this is a towing company, kind of a small cap, but it's here on the list. Grindr down 17%, our favorite stock. Core Scientific down 15%. Innodata, Hims and Hers, AppLovin all down 15%, all momentum stocks. I actually don't know Innodata, so let's take a look at that. This is a data engineering company, whatever that means. 1.5 billion cap. Power Solutions, Kodiak Gas Services, Sezzle, Applied Opto, Solaris Energy, Oklo, Big Bear, Rentokil, interesting name, Credo Technology, Descartes, Chart Industries, Redwire, Nebius, all down 10% or so. EOS Energy, Adtran, and Priority Technology and CommScope all down around 9-10% there. So a lot of losers today. What's traded the most? Well, NVIDIA and Tesla have traded $15 and $19 billion. Palantir and Strategy are third and fourth. Kind of tells you something that these are the most active stocks by cash. They're above even Apple, which traded $4.5 billion, Broadcom 4.3, and Meta 4. Those are much bigger market caps than Strategy and Palantir, but they traded so much far less. And then Amazon and Microsoft. So these the 5 biggest companies in the world have traded less dollars than Strategy and Palantir. Kind of interesting. Alibaba, Netflix. There's Marvell, of course, which is expected. They reported. Alphabet, AppLovin, which isn't expected since it's in sort of this throes of whether or not it's going to persist and exist as a successful company. Taiwan Semi, very big company. Makes sense that it's there. But then you have Mongo, who reported. Supermicro, which is a stock du jour. Alphabet. JD, AMD, Visa, Lilly, Salesforce, GE Vernova, which is the GE spinout, and Berkshire. Those are the most dollar volume traded today. You see Mongo down 24% there. So yeah, surprising. The IonQ could not sustain that rally and just dropped sort of further. So swapping out of INQ and into Rigetti has not been profitable since Rigetti has outperformed INQ the last few hours. That does not necessarily mean anything for the next few hours. So we'll see how
Order
that
partially
trade
filled.
works out. I do still like the
Order
Rigetti
filled.
short. I don't think whatever move is going on right now is going to persist. But your guess is as good as mine.
Order partially filled.
A lot of red today.
Order
Very
filled.
few stocks are up. Very few. And this one was supposed to be down most of all, right? But that's the market for you. If you're a student, why do you think I should take the time to tell you where I get information and how I get it? Help me understand that. What are you doing for me? How am I benefiting from talking to you? I'm a student. You think I give a fuck what you are? What the fuck? I give you a harsh lesson, man. In this world, nobody gives a fuck about you. Okay? That's the lesson. You asking me for my help? Okay, sure. Here's some help. Boom. There you go. I just helped you a bunch. Enjoy. Enjoy the help. I'm preparing you for real fucking life. That's how real life works. You don't like it? Too bad. This guy just shows up here and wants all of us to help him all of a sudden. Oh, yeah, no, I got you, bud. Yeah, I'd love to help you. Oh, man, that'd be my favorite thing to do. Let me stop the stuff I'm doing and explain some stuff to you. Oh, it's my favorite. I love it. What could be better? Yeah, let me wire you some cash while I'm at it. How much do you need? Yeah, it's my Wi-Fi. Restart the router. No, I've been having this for the last few days. You want me to stop streaming? I can stop. Any better? It might get better. Okay, so this is what I wanted here. I got like his and her computers for my girl, and I think I need to get a his and her router because it sort of eats up resources. Haven't looked at Bear in forever. I really do want to look at Bear. Okay, so these are custom PCs built by somebody in my Discord. Okay, so here's the situation for CapEx and free cash flow for Walmart. Last 3 years, free cash flow went from 11 billion, 12 billion, 15 billion. Okay. Net cash is like zero-ish, right? 10, 9, 40, 470. Walmart's around 800 billion. Wow. So you're telling me people are willing to pay. I must have made a mistake, man. Who wants to pay 50 times earnings for Walmart? Am I nuts? Is that the valuation of this shit?
Order partially
Can't
filled.
be, right? Can't
Order
be.
filled.
That cannot be happening. What about Adobe? I'm talking about Walmart.
Order partially filled.
Yeah, did I make a mistake
filled.
somewhere here? Okay, Ken, we're talking about a different company right now. Yeah, I mean 50, 40. I mean, I'm talking about 50 backwards looking. You could say forwards looking, they'll do, let's say they'll do 18 billion, and that's 44 times earnings. Jesus. Do I have the exact right stock price? All right, I need to fix my internet. Yeah, it'd be nice if you didn't disclose my positions. I'm not even sure how you have. Well, it's not 40 PE if I say so. I know how to do math. It could be net income's running ahead of. Well, net income's running ahead of um, cash flow, so that explains a little bit of extra. The extra PE, but I'm looking at cash flow. It's insane. That's why. That's why I've been bearish. Who the fuck's paying 40 times for the most saturated company on planet Earth? How many more WalMarts are we gonna get? 40 to 50 times earnings. It's almost all in the market cap anyway. It's 780 billion, 760 billion market cap.